Hey, it's me, Furia, and welcome back to Home, the unique scary horror movie. I decided I want to see what's in the end, how this is gonna go, so I'm gonna play it. Let's see. The door was locked. I could see faint light with. I have the key, but it doesn't feel like anywhere. Alright, let's go up. More blood, more bodies. I found another dead body, a sewer worker. He was a mess, but he looked like he'd been stabbed. Oh yeah, I found the knife. I could see a keyring that had fallen out of his pocket. I did take it. So now I'm going back, because now I have keys, right? First of all, these... Oh, finally I can check the video. Yes, I did play it. Ah, boy. My question is, who did videotape that, though? 2 men. I couldn't stand to watch that video again. The shelf full of security tapes was strictly organized through covered in dust. Looked like the tape I found was one of the missing from the shelf. I wonder what was on the tape and why was it thrown out. It's evidence of murder. So there is another one. There is another person here because there might have been 2 people attacking that guy. So there is like another me somewhere. And now I kinda wish I had taken the gun. Alright. So what's in here? Finally. One of them, the keys seem to fit. Alright. Oh boy, this is not good. A collection of stale liquor bottles covered the floor. Killer. The wall was littered with dozens of old faded papers. Whoever did this was obsessed with some local murders. According to some of the clippings, bodies have been found in ravines, in the forest, and in one case, dumped in the back of an abandoned truck. I couldn't be sure, but I thought some of these same articles had also been pasted up back those tunnels. Did that sewer worker find this room? Is it why he was killed? A faded receipt was half trampled on the floor. It was from the local train station and was for 2 tickets. I didn't know what to use. Could be, but did I keep the receipt? No. Probably should have taken it, but it's definitely certain that there is now, like, there is 2 people involved. Ah! Sorry. That really scared me. Oh, I'm so nervous. My controller is vibrating like crazy. It's not stopping. Can I say? Okay, now it stopped. Alright. That was uncomfortable. So, this way? I was in here, right? I'm just quickly gonna check. I think I was in here. Wait a minute, that's the security camera. This camera had recorded the whole grisly scene, but who was in that video? Well, it was me and someone else, right? Is it Rachel? This must have been the other end of the ventilation shaft. Whoever used it could have gotten past the floater room with this. The ascent was slow, my leg ached, but I felt a desperate need to escape. The thought of that videotape still gave me chills. Who was that? Didn't want to be seen. Oh, by the way, my leg is hurting, and he said that the person who came from the vent, they had probably very rough landing because the vent was so up high. So that was obviously me. I went through that vent, and that's why my leg is hurting. Was it the same person that hid all those newspaper clippings away in that locked room? As I reached the top of the ladder, part of me hoped I would never know. So how many bodies have I actually encountered? 2? Is it maybe that those are the serial killers? And maybe I killed the serial killers? I don't know. But I was obviously trying to go into the house and not out of it. I pushed aside my thoughts as I struggled with the latch above me, and as I swung up the cover to make my escape, I got the scent of fresh pine trees. There is eyes in the background. The lid had fallen off the entrance and it was stuck shut. Alright, so I have only one way to go. Ouch. Here we go. Get out of there. Ladder. No, wait. I'm gonna go off first. If I can. An old ladder leading up to the ancient water tower. See? The ladder needed to be extended so it could climb. Did I extend the ladder? Yes. I popped the latch and brought the ladder down. So here we go. Let's see what's up there. Oh, the bats are coming back. Go away. Hold on, I need to sneeze. Oh, the sneeze didn't come. Oh no, wait. So, in a patch of smeared dirt and grass, there was beat up old wallet. I thought it was mine. Did I take it? It probably is mine. I took it. The wallet was missing ID card or cards, but it had a little bit of cash left in it. I slid it in my back pocket. Wonder where my credit card and driver's license were. Maybe it's not mine, though. Maybe it's not mine. Maybe it's one of the victims. From the railing, I could see over the woods and down the entrance of the sewers. Had I gone through there before? If I did, someone definitely could have seen me. It was getting cool up there, and I shivered with uneasy sense of what was to come. How did I get home from here? Did I put this up here, or was somebody else carrying it? Why was I here anyway? So let's continue. Oh, there's somebody there. No way. I tried the little key I had fished out of murky bottle in the sewers and it fit. And I heaved open the rusty door. I thought it was like closed with padlock or something. Like the one I couldn't open. The wind was picking up a bit. The night air had become strangely chilly. Which way am I gonna go? Oh, the other way, I guess. Alright. Wait a minute. What's that? The old train station was quiet as a tomb. The only sound that was of the increasing wind buffeting the decrepit structure. Oh boy. There is a door. What is on the other side? Another door. Well, I'm gonna open this door first. The ancient ticket booth was falling apart and covered in dust and grime. Stacks of paper lined the counter, faded remains of old schedules and reports. Among the papers were newer-looking sheets covered in scribbles and illegible notes. Come to think of it, the man that house had kept similar scribbles hidden on his bookshelf, and he had notes on the water tower outside too. I guess he could have been coming here, but why? What was he using this old station for? There was this train tickets back into the sewers. I couldn't be sure why the man had come to the station before, but it seemed obvious that he had. Yeah. I'm getting nervous because one moment I'm sure there's gonna be something horrible suddenly in front of me, and I'm gonna be so scared. An old map encased in glass hung on the wall. It was the train routes connected to that old station. As I looked at it, it seemed familiar. Of course, the map I found in those tunnels had a similar locations marked, and the notes I found on the other man's bookshelf. His notes mentioned the water tower and even this train yard. What was he doing coming back here? The sorry condition of that place seems sad somehow, but also ominous. Yes, we agree on that. Oh, we're back outside. What? In the torn opening of that ruined train were heaps of dirt and stale water. At the bottom, I thought I saw a scrap of cloth. As I looked closer, I could see that it was definitely some kind of nylon. Maybe a windbreaker on some other outdoor clothing. There was too much of a mess on the ground to see any kind of footprints, but someone or something had definitely trod a regular path. The wind was biting through my thin clothes, and I wasn't sure what else to make of this place. Wait a minute. This was it? That was all? So... guess I need to go back outside. It's cold outside. Stay a little longer. Alright, this way. No? Where am I supposed to go now? Even more backwards? This way then? Oh, there's another door. Alright. Huh? Wait a minute. This must have been the entrance to the forest that was mentioned on the map I had seen. Whoever was poking around in those tunnels underneath that man's house had scribbled notes on this place, but I couldn't make them out. Here, the sign pointed out various campsites and walking paths within the woods. It mentioned a river and maybe a washroom, but the rest was too faded to see clearly. I almost wished I had paid more attention to those crazy scribblings. Maybe I would have been less nervous about entering that dark forest. So I should have read something more. I'm probably gonna die because of I didn't. Trampled in the dirt and grass was a plastic card of some kind. I brushed it off and was surprised to see it was my credit card. So how come the credit card is here if my wallet was in the water tower? I wasn't sure if it was still usable, but it was mine. Did I take my credit card? Yes, I did. I pocketed it. Hopefully I could find my driver's license too. Don't worry, you won't be needing it. You'll be dead. Through the fence I could see a dilapidated building. I wonder if I could find my way around it. Oh, here we go. Probably gonna get lost in here. Oh boy. There was a fire pit here. It was still a bit warm and few embers still burned at the bottom. There is somebody behind me. I could hear the noise. Was someone else out in those woods? Why did they abandon their campsite? 2 folding camping chairs were on the ground. One was knocked over. There were a couple of cans of beer spilled on the ground. Whoever was here left this place in a hurry, but why? The cheap dump tent slept 2 people. Shone my flashlight inside and could see some bedrolls, 2 backpacks, and a cooler. Is that our campsite? I felt like if I kept rooting through the campsite, someone would walk in on me. Yeah, probably need to leave. So that takes me somewhere else. This is where I came from. That takes me somewhere else. I'm gonna go this one. Oh boy, somebody's right behind me. This is dead end. I'm so gonna die here. No, 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 no. Don't what? No, no, no. Well, I guess yes, yes, yes. The grimy sink had a small patch in it that looked almost clean. There wasn't much in the way of clean water there, but the sink did work. This is like a bathroom. Oh, this is the wash house that was on the map. A musty wooden plank propped up the stall door. It didn't really seem useful. Did I bother to take it? Yes, sure, let's take it. I might need it to cross something. Alright. Like a ravine or something. Tiny, teeny, tiny ravine. So, this way. This is the unexplored path. Another map. The sign was the same as the first one I had seen. This must have been the exit to the other side of the woods. I didn't know who was camping back there, but I couldn't bear to stick around just to look for them. I just wanted to get out of there. I have finally found the exit. Once I left, I knew I never wanted to return there. Yeah, I'm gone. Bye. Finding that campsite had been strangely unsettling. I couldn't imagine why anyone would abandon their site in the middle of the night, especially in that dark forest. I was relieved at least to finally be out of there. Even now, as I peered through the dense trees, I could see cracks of light and a bit of land beyond. I must have been getting closer to town, but where exactly was I? Oh, it's not over yet. We're not done. As I stepped through the gate, I suddenly recognized the auto parts factory where I have worked as a machinist for all those years. The plant had closed almost 3 years ago now. Times were better then. I thought I could hear a faint rustling behind me. Maybe it was just the wind. You wish it was the wind. This is bad. One of the lockers hung open. Its contents were tossed around like someone had been looking for something. All work clothes had been picked through, and a few photos and notes had been ripped off the floor and spread around. Can I check the photos? I guess not. I think I was here before. There was a large power box with 5 lights on it. Cables burst out of the box, snaking off to other parts of the factory. The metal was starting to wear and cobwebs had collected over the corners. The box wasn't receiving power. Door was locked tight. It seemed to be connected to the power box next to me. Door was locked shut. There was a little electronic box under the handle. The sign was pasted in the front of the sign. Danger, closed for repairs. So I'm gonna climb up and see if I can find some way to activate the box. Every part of this plan smelled old and rotted. I noticed the old bulletin board on the wall. The board contained yellow clippings of the newspaper cartoons and notices. There were notes to and from the guys that worked here. One of them was to Norman, who was one of the older guys in the line. I wonder if I went back and saw the list of names, if there could have been Norman. I think there could have been. There was someone with OR. Norman took over a general store after the factory closed. He, Rachel, and I would get lunch every now and then. Rachel liked him because he seemed more positive despite the setback. I don't think I could say the same about me. Yeah. A power panel. Looked like it was shut off. Did I push the switch? Yes, I did. The open locker was stuffed with dirty work clothes and old boots. There was a photo of a woman taped inside, but it was scratched out and the face was unrecognizable. I bet that's Rachel. That woman's photo, I knew I had to get back to Rachel to find out what happened. You killed everyone. A power panel. I did push the switch. Set tight. Card is locked. Alright, I need to find a card as well. Still wasn't working, did I? Yes, I tried again, alright. I learned something about that. Sewer thingy. Oh, there is so many levels. Our old break table. The layer of dust and grime only made seeing this thing more odd. It seemed like some beer bottles have been used on the table recently. They weren't as dusty as the rest of it. Yeah, I have been here sitting and reminiscing. The door had been hastily boarded up. I can't do anything about it. This was Norman's locker. The door was dented like someone had punched it. I don't remember him doing that when we worked there. Yeah, you probably punched it later. My head ached, and I recalled the last time Norman, Rachel, and I had lunch together. Rachel seems so much more at ease when we all hung out. Yeah, you're a violent temper, aren't you? So let's switch this on. The utility shelf crammed with mismatched tools and items. There was a claw hammer on the shelf. Yes, I did. I want to see what's in that room. The hammer was not as dusty as the rest of the tools on the shelf. Of course not, because he used it. The locker was a complete mess. Hidden at the bottom, though, was a magnetic guard. Did I take guard? Yes, I did. And another panel. Still not working, so let's do that again. Still not working. There we go. How many licks does it take to get to the center of a lollipop? Like in a candy shop? That is the question of all times. I don't like that kind of music. As struck with the hammer, the old wooden boards came apart easily. After I had removed the blanks, I left the hammer on the floor. This was my locker. There, in the factory. It stank of booze. There was a picture of Rachel on the inside. It looked like it had been torn up. I thought I had taken that picture home when the left factory closed. This room was nothing but bad memories. Here's my bottles. The floor was littered with old liquor bottles. I wonder if that man in the house had something to do with this. He sure had a lot of alcohol at this place. It reeked of the sour stench of leftover liquor. So here we go. This is kind of scary, even though nothing has happened, but the sounds. The key card I found seemed like it would pass through this reader. Did I use the key card? So I slid the card through the reader and turned the handle. What's that? There was some kind of ventilation hatch there. It looked like I could jump to the room below. My leg hurt enough as it was, but I couldn't see another option. I really kind of want to jump. I don't have another rope. There had to be another way. I need to... What? So, I guess this is it. Can't do anything else but jump there. Maybe I should have gone and turned that power on first. Too late now. Can't go back. This is the only way forward. Man, I made a mistake. I should have gone, turned the power on. Oh my. Leg hurt like hell. There was a crumpled up letter on the floor. It had been scratched out heavily. It was hard to make out. Did I try to read the letter? Yes, I did. Most of the letter was violently scratched out. Wait, what looked like to be a ballpoint pen. All I could make out was... Hold on. Need to. Just don't. Drinking. Need. Norman. Who was Norman writing to? No, Norman wasn't writing to anyone. Just don't. Drinking. Need to. That wasn't Norman writing to someone. I don't think so. That room at the top of the plant, the one with all the bottles, it was really getting to me. Maybe I was just distracted. Who went up there and used that room? As I exited the factory, I didn't recognize where I was going. My head ached terribly and my leg was a mess. Dude! I missed something there. Because I didn't turn the power on. Man, I should have gone and turned the power on first. That really sucks. That sucks so bad. Aw, man. Someone else walking here. Same as me. I never seem to escape this place. I'm stuck here forever. The garbage bin was a disgusting mess of rotten food and sleek black bags. I saw a thin greenish corner poking out from one of the bags. It was my driver's license. It looked damaged. Did I take it back? Yes, I did. I cleaned the card off as best I could. It looked pretty beat up. I was amazed to have found my credit card, and now this. I tucked the card into my wallet next to my credit card. Sounded like it was going to start raining again. Probably if I didn't pick up my cards, if police found me later, I could say I'm not that person you're looking for, and someone else, and I could escape the responsibility maybe. I had entered Norman's place. This was the back of the store that he ran. It was oddly quiet, except for the faint sound of a television. Hey Norman, you home? The entrance to the front of the store was locked from the inside. Oh, that's how you go faster. Looked like I couldn't just pop it open. I needed a key. There was a bit of blood on the keyhole. So you just press forward with a thumbstick. That's how you... Let's go see what it is that's making the noise. What is that? It's a coat? One of Rachel's old autumn coats hung on a rack. What? That was Norman's bedroom, wasn't it? What was this doing here? Haven't you figured it out already? Rachel left you and she moved on with Norman because Norman went on with his life and you were unemployed. And then you hatched a plan to kill everyone and get your revenge, and then you just forgot about it. A speck of something dark and wet stained one of the sleeves. Yeah, blood. I can hear someone moving. What was that? Something moving? Oh, weapons. There was a well-maintained guns cabinet in Norman's room. I didn't know much about guns, but it looked like he kept a few hunting rifles. I knew Norman hunted occasionally, but I didn't know him to be such a collector. However, there were some books about hunting, right? In the mansion, so maybe that was his place after all. Oh no. Oh no. What was this? It looked like a pull chain hanging from the ceiling. I wonder where it led. Did I pull the chain? Sure, let's do that. Simple folding ladder. To that, it popped down. I'm gonna check around here first. The TV was still flickered. The TV still flickers on indecipherable channel. I couldn't make out what was on the screen, but that glow just gave me the chills. Oh no. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Norma, my co-worker, and one of the few friends I had in this town lay dead beside his armchair. So the list of names, I'm fairly certain Norman was on it, and that was probably like the blacklist of people that I wanted to kill. So there he is. His face and shirt were covered in blood. It looked like he'd been killed trying to get up. His eyes were still wide in shock. Norman, what was Rachel doing here? Why did you have her coat? Norman, maybe you deserve better. You probably did. Did I close his eyes? Sure, let's do that. I closed his eyelids down, shuddering as I did so. I wasn't sure if I wanted to give him peace, or if I just couldn't stand to think anymore about what was going on. Like you couldn't face him staring at you, shocked because of what you did. I hope to hell Rachel had nothing to do with that mess. No, you know what? You're gonna find her dead too. I'm gonna go to the attic. There was a large cardboard box that hadn't been sealed. Did I open it? Sure, yes. I opened the old cardboard box and wasn't entirely surprised by what I saw. There were more of Rachel's things, more of my wife's clothes, photo shoes, even that old radio I gave her. Why, Rachel, what were you doing here with Norman? I just couldn't believe it. My head ached with everything that was running through it. Yeah, you live in denial, man. You live in denial. Can't you just turn off the TV, please? I guess this was Norman's kitchen table. He kept it clean enough, but there were water rings from 2 cups still there in the wood. I'd never been to Norman's place before. At least I didn't remember ever doing so. The kitchen trash bin smelled fresh. I didn't dig through that mess, did I? Let's dig through that mess. I found a hairpin amongst the rotting food and trash and pocketed it. So yeah, now I can use it. Norman was eating for 2. Sure he was. That's what he was doing. So I don't have a key, but maybe I can pick the lock now. I used the hairpin to pick the lock. The hairpin snapped in half, so I threw it away. The general store was small, but it was clean. It had the usual things: postcards, snacks, magazines, and canned goods. I never went there much. Rachel usually stopped by after work if we needed anything. The register was mostly empty, and a stack of travel magazines sat beside it. Were you thinking of going somewhere with Rachel, Norman? The icebox seemed to be unplugged. It must have been off for a while. Most of its contents were half melted. What was the matter, Norman? Cheating on your hydro pills too? There were various postcards from the area, especially from tourist traps. One of the postcards showed an old black and white photo of the water tower. It looked to be in much better shape then. Of all the postcards, that one seemed to be the most popular. There were only a few left. That night continued to take horrible turn after horrible turn. It had been weeks since I'd last seen Norman, but to find him like that, who could have done that to him? Seeing that dusty box of those old clothes was shock. How long had they been there? Now, I would be actually surprised if I wasn't the killer and someone else was. I was just a very sad sort that was crying away the heartache, and I didn't do it. But because I was so heartbroken, I couldn't remember what had happened, and I was actually a kind of victim too. That would be surprising. And what was Rachel doing at Norman's place? I felt like I had only discovered more questions, no answers, but I was close to home. It was time to find out the truth. Oh boy, what is waiting at home? There's a lot more. I like walking in circles. Wrong gate. No, I'm not walking in circles. Alright, I need to find the right gate. It wasn't that one. Maybe this one? Oh, lucky me. Oh. Wait a minute. The neighborhood's local post box. A letter was sticking out as if someone hadn't pushed it all the way. I knew it wasn't right, but did I look at the letter? Alright, at this point, yes. The envelope was addressed to Norman. There was no return address, but the handwriting looked familiar. I took a deep breath and tore open the package. Norman, I'm sending this to you in a letter because I'm afraid to tell you this in person. What we did, well, it was wrong. My husband isn't an easy man to be with, but he is my husband and your friend. I need some time to sort this out, away from you both. I'm going away for a while. I'm going to tell him, Norman, so don't Do you think that you can hold that against me? Maybe we'll work it out. I'm not sure I even want to, but he deserves at least that much. Goodbye. So the stuff is still at his place. So now I ask him, what if Rachel is actually the murderer? Or Norman kind of forced her. That can't be right. Norman couldn't force her to move there. And he couldn't just, you know, steal her stuff either. So I don't know. This is interesting. I have no idea which door to take. This is kind of like that forest area. What's the plot again? You have to find the correct path. I had entered our backyard. The rain gave me a terrible sense of foreboding and it chilled me to my clothes. I was expectant but also afraid. So here it is, the truth. We're gonna learn the truth, maybe. I held my breath as I approached our back door. I was terrified to step inside. I'm pretty happy I didn't take that gun. Maybe. Probably. Maybe. I don't know. Honey, I'm home. The house was painfully quiet. The only sound was my own breathing, ragged and strained. I flicked the light switch by the door. The power was off. I remembered having breakfast here on this very table. Was it yesterday or some time before? The table was clean. It hadn't been used any time recently. There was a small pile of mail on the floor in front of the mail slot. How long had I been away? Why hadn't Rachel picked this up? Most of the contents were bills. There was a credit card bill here. Did I open it? Yes. I ripped the bill open and read it. To my surprise, it said something about canceling my credit card due to non-payment. What the hell? The front door was locked from inside. I couldn't go out though. I needed to see if Rachel was here. The door to the basement, it was locked. Where had I put the damn key? So is Rachel gonna be there? I was this one who sent the letter to Norman. I don't know. Door was stuck shut. There was an old-fashioned keyhole underneath the handle. Oh boy. I have found the last missing piece of my wallet. The old photo of Rachel and I stared back at me, reminding me of better times. It didn't make me feel terribly comfortable. Did you keep it anyway? Yes. I replaced the photo in my wallet, feeling like I had got part of my life back. Still, the image made me uneasy. Why had I thrown it away? By the way, I never used that plank I took from that toilet. I never used it for anything yet. Our television. I had purchased it before I knew I was going to lose my job. I felt pretty guilty about it afterward, but by then it was too late. Rachel was pretty angry about it, I realized. Our hallway mirror had been smashed, its pieces scattered around the floor. I couldn't really make myself out anymore. I wasn't sure I wanted to. Yeah, it's like your psyche is in a million pieces now. I've seen this movie. Seen it so many times, I even made the same movie. The books there were half mine, half Rachel's. Hey, now that I look more closely, it looked like the man in the house had some of the same books as I did. Really? One book in particular seemed a bit odd. I remember owning it, but not that edition. My wife's, Rachel's suitcase was sitting on the bed. It was closed, but I had a feeling. What was in it? Did I open it? Yes. She had packed her clothes because she was leaving, and then you just dumped her in the basement and went on a rage kill spree. Rachel's suitcase contained clothes, toiletries, and train ticket. Oh, train ticket! Is this what you were going to do with Norman? Rachel, why? Were you really going to run away with Norman? Was I really such a monster? No, she was going to run away from both of you. She didn't want either of you. She was just wanting to get away completely. That was it. Alright. Sorry about the noise in the background. Our sink, which needed to be replaced. One of the taps always stuck, but I hadn't got around to fixing it yet. That old house was charming for sure, but it wasn't always easy. We were lucky enough to get a house with one of those full, wonderful oak cloth-footed bathtubs. It seemed impractical at times, but it was part of what made the house home. Nothing else in here. I feel like I'm missing out tons. Oh, my computer. My laptop had been left on and only had a tiny bit of power left. On the screen was a website about Old Water Tower. There was a key in the top drawer of my desk. Did I take it? Yes, I did. I pocketed the key. Wait a minute, I'm gonna check it again. The laptop was warm. It had been running for a while. So I can't actually check anything more of it. Alright, now I have the key so I can open those couple doors downstairs. Like the basement door. Did I open this? I don't even remember where I have been already. Yes, this was the TV. So, was there any other doors that I couldn't open? Down the basement door. This is the basement door and the key's absolutely gonna fit that, but is there anything else in here? Okay, nothing else, so it's time to go to the basement. Time to face the horrors waiting down there. There were all Christmas decorations in the box. I couldn't even remember our last Christmas. Last Christmas, da 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 da. The garbage bags were stuffed with old paint cans and supplies. Supplies. There was dirty old key here. Did I take the key? Yes, I took the key. No idea what it locked though. Looked like there was plaster and old trouble in here too. There were old clothes, tools, and other things that we obviously hadn't thrown out yet. We had way too much junk. I had put up this divider wall last summer so we could create a separate room in the basement. I hadn't finished it yet, so the door was stuck and drywall was poorly installed. I might have been able to break through if I found something heavy enough. Something heavy enough. Where on earth am I gonna find something heavy enough? In the kitchen maybe? I need to go through all the places again. Oh, here is the other door that was locked. I was thinking like there had to be another door. It was this one. It looked like the room had been tossed around. The furniture was a mess. Did somebody break in here? No, it was you. There was an old crowbar on the floor. Yes, I took it. It was heavy crowbar. I appreciate it. Wait, I'm gonna need that to open the door. Alright. Now I have what I needed. Here we go. Here we go. Did I break through the wall with the crowbar? Yes, I did. With a heave, I swung the crowbar at a wall. It smashed a hole large enough to step through. As I stepped through the broken wall, my breath caught in my throat. This was it. Was Rachel down there? Was she okay? Can't. Don't loo. Two. I don't know what it says. Oh no. Blood. Blood everywhere. A filthy looking pile of rags had been dumped in the corner. The stench of them was awful, made my eyes water. I was terrified to even touch the pile to see what was lay within. But I knew I had to. I had come this far. After all this searching, after all I had seen, when I looked within the racks, did I finally find my Rachel? The moment of truth. I get to decide which is this. Do I find her or not? I could just say no. What happens if I say no? What happens if I say yes? I'm gonna say yes. It was worse than I could have possibly imagined. Within the folds of that rotten smelling, heavy fabric was the pale, dead figure of my own darling wife. What struck me most was that she wasn't bloody or torn apart. Rather, she was covered in sickly green bruises, and her windpipe had been crushed. The real horror there was that whoever had killed her had done so intimately with bare hands. Yes, you wanted to watch her suffer. You really hated her. So this is what had been gnawing in the back of my mind this whole time. This is what I was afraid of. I thought about all I had seen and wondered if any of it could help me figure out who had done this. And when I couldn't stay there any longer, I stepped away on shaky legs and made my way back upstairs. Reluctantly, exhausted from my journey, I could no longer resist the urge to close my eyes. Maybe I would use some of the Rachel's travel books and find some place to go. No matter what, I needed some kind of escape. You still don't want to face the truth? It was my wallet with its contents intact. Either I dropped that stuff or somebody else did. Wait a minute, whose wallet did I have then? Whose wallet did I find with the driving license and everything? What if I am Norman? Maybe I was sleepwalking again, or maybe somebody stole it from me. Norman store, that forest, the water tower. Was I at those places before? don't know. I mean, dude, I really want to say that you were, but what if you weren't? I'm gonna say you were there. I didn't see how it could have happened any other way. Well, you had to be there at some point because you literally woke up inside the house. I must have been the one to lose my wallet and its content. But what does that mean? So I get to decide what does it mean. It was the letter I had taken from the post box. Rachel, were you really having an affair with Norman? But why? I didn't think things were that bad. In the letter, Rachel seemed concerned. She almost seemed worried of what Norman might do. Did he do that to Rachel? I don't know. I don't know who did that to her. Did Norman kill Rachel and then I went and killed Norman? That could have been it. I'm gonna say no. Norman may have betrayed me, but I didn't think he was capable of that. I hated him. I hated him so much, but I couldn't blame him for what happened to my wife. Oh boy. Oh, I'm in a TV room now. I thought I was in the ground floor. Do I need to go around these areas again? Is there gonna be new things to find? Wait a minute. My old office safe sat on the floor. It used a digital passcode to lock. Did I try opening it? Yes. What was the damn code again? I have no idea. Where can I find the code? I need to go through the place again. I need to find out what's in there. The reflection in that grimy glass was only a shadow, a whisper. I still love the old time charm of that cloud photo, buffed up, though it seemed like old comfort then. It was on my computer, right? The password. That would make sense. Wait a minute, what's that? It was the key card I found in the factory. The one that allowed me to slip through that door. I seem to have these moments where I just do things and I don't remember what I have done at all. It seemed to me that it was probably Norman's, but if it was true, what was he doing back at the plant? Did I think Norman was going back to the factory? No. Somebody else was using the locker room. By who? The laptop finally ran out of power. Great. How long had it been left running? So... Oh boy. I might have missed something really important. Where on earth that passcode could be? It seemed like I had seen all there was. Maybe I thought I was ready to go back into the basement. No, I need to find the passcode. Wait a minute. The mail still sat there, heaped on the floor. How long had Rachel been lying in the basement? It seemed like that mail had been there for a while. I need the passcode. There would be no more dinners here, no more chit-chat over breakfast, at least not for us. I couldn't recall when I last ate, but I wasn't hungry at least. I can't go backwards, yeah. So, either the passcode is in the basement or I have missed it earlier. Now that I stood there, I realized I couldn't go back into that room again. I had already seen too much. I needed to put an end to this situation one way or another. You know what? If I had that gun, I would probably shoot myself. There was nothing for me here anymore, no reason to stay in the house. Did I leave never to return? I don't know where the passcode is, and there is no way I can guess it, so I'm leaving. Living in this town hadn't been easy. The plan had helped in some way to stay grounded. It kept me in line, gave me something to do, and helped me get away from my past. When the factory closed, everything changed. I guess that was when I had started sleepwalking, disappearing for hours at a time. I had MRIs and piles of doctor's reports, but nothing seemed to help, not even drinking. But I swear I had tried to give up. I know it. But the sleepwalking never really went away though. But I know Rachel had tried. I know she had tried to be there for me, even when everything was falling apart. This night had unearthed terrible truths, but I knew it was a final act of a long-standing horror I'd been living. Waking up in that house tonight was the final cruelty. I wish I had remained unconscious in that room forever. Even the man I had found in that old place was a mystery. Why was he dead, or who had done it to him, was not something I could even begin to understand. Or who was it anyway? Or why, for that matter, I was in that damn room in the first place. After making it out of the tunnels, I thought those sewers might feel safer. I was wrong. The security tape I had watched showed someone being attacked by what looked like two people. Oh yeah, I kind of forgot about that. Yes, there was that security tape, and there were two people attacking someone. And then there was that person that was dead. The video was tempered and then it was thrown into locked room. Who was it that was attacked? Maybe it was me. I had found the contents of my wallet scattered throughout the town. Why the hell had I been out there? Had my sleepwalking gone to some new extreme? The thought that I couldn't account for my whereabouts, but I knew I had been to that forest and even Norman's place, well, it was terrifying. I didn't know what that meant, but at least I had recovered my things. Hopefully, though, that would cover my tracks so I wouldn't be blamed for all this. Oh yeah, there is that too. The tangled mess of that horrible forest was an experience I never want to repeat. Whatever had happened, I knew at least that Norman wasn't the one who kept going back to the factory. I hoped it meant that he had nothing to do with that guard's violin. But who had been rooting through those lockers or drinking in that boarded up room? After the factory, I thought I might find some solace if I could just get to Norman's door. But all I have found were more horrors and more questions. Now that I really consider it, that's when I should have seen it coming. Norman, what were you and Rachel up to? It was obvious things were more complicated than I've ever imagined. How long had you been going behind my back? More importantly, why, Norman? Whoever had killed Rachel had probably gone after you too. Maybe they knew about what you were up to. I would never know peace, Norman. But despite our transgressions, a part of me really did hope that you would. When I had marched through the rain towards home, I desperately clung to the hope that this would end. And I guess in a way it did. But not how could I have known how hopeless it all was? I had started to feel as disoriented as when I was sleepwalked. To think of it now, our house used to feel so lively, so warm, but coming into the kitchen, I felt only cold, empty tension. Every terrible thought I had up to that point was suddenly a possibility, but nothing could have prepared me. My wife, dead, ruined, discarded. Rachel's death was a terrible mystery to me, one that wouldn't haunt me forever unless I did something about it. For what solace can a man take in the death of his wife? What comfort can be offered? Rachel had been taken from me, and I might never know why. As I swung open the door and stepped out into the air, I caught the scent of a wet grass and fog. Rachel, my beautiful wife, just the thought of her again, cold and inert, shook me from head to toe. What would I do now? Who could I turn to? It would only be a matter of time before the police got involved, before neighbors know. The front lawn was soft and giving beneath my feet, and I couldn't shake the urge that I shouldn't stand there, but rather that I should run. So that was it. That was the story. I missed some things. I didn't get the power on at the power plant, so I missed something in there. And I didn't get the safe open. And I think there was something else that I missed as well. I'm gonna see if I can find. Home is dedicated to my wife Nancy. Watch your back. Nice, real nice. All right, that was it. That was the end. My internet isn't working. So I can play it again to see. Hold on, I'm gonna turn the music lower and I'm gonna see if I can find the info on this game. All right, so as I said in the introduction in Let's Try Video, this game changes depending on your choices. And here is a review that says that in multiple playthroughs reveals that most decisions create a ripple effect in what will or will not become available throughout the rest of each session. For example, did you pick up the knife or did you not pick up the knife? And so that changes the way the character is remembering or thinking what happened. You may never find a satisfying conclusion to many questions right throughout the game. Instead, you arrive at more questions. So I'll see if I can find more info. So the code for the save is very complicated. It's not just numbers, it's also letters. And somebody here says that if you order special edition and got the physical items, or you can find it in some page and you get the code. And different people get different things in there, so it explains some things maybe. So anyway, that's it. I don't know what was in the plant. I did activate all those power thingies, but I never went back to turn on the power. And I think there was a door I don't know what is there. And I guess this is meant to play like several times to different choices and see different sides of the story. And I guess you never truly know for sure then what happened. I don't know. Uh, um, you can buy this game on itchio and Steam at least. So if you want to play it yourself, have a go at it. See what happens if you do pick the gun, if you do pick the knife, or if you say that Norman did go to the plant or whatever. So I don't know. I think this was a really interesting game. Really interesting game. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this one, and I see you next time. Bye.